Hey guys, welcome to a new video from Manga X-Boss. In this video I'll be showing you guys how to do storyboards my way. This is not the way to do storyboards, but this is just some helpful tips on how to do them. So this was recommended by Riley the Gamer. I thank you for the recommendation. I'll do anything I can to help. And I'm just going to teach you how I usually do storyboards. So assuming that everyone here who is in here has already done kind of like I wouldn't say doing their script, but they've already done their storyline, like they know what's going on and like the ending and everything of their story. So I'm going to assume you guys have that done. And let's continue into the video. So I'm gonna start off by showing some like final drafts and the storyboards first, and then after that I'll teach you guys how I do storyboards. So this is what I've done recently. The storyboards right here. I was going to have a character jumping really high in the air, but I decided that from what it would have been right here would have been like buildings and stuff. But I decided that wasn't going to work because of how my character flows. So I decided I was going to do it differently. So I did it this way, where I just have him in the background. So I did it that way. That's how it's going to go for that. So feel free to always change your storyboards the way I do it. That's how I always have had it. Like I can change storyboards if I feel that something I either did wrong or wouldn't make sense, or I just feel would be easier to read. So that's how I did that. Next thing is a storyboard for a final draft of a one-shot. I did a while ago, and I still haven't like edited or done anything with it yet. But okay, so here's the storyboard here. Sorry for all the noise in the background. Here's the storyboard here. I have a tendency to split my page in half, and yes, it reads in the Japanese format, so we'll start right here, and then it would go through here. So I usually do Japanese sound effects too, and I have a tendency to do that. I'm sorry for the fucking noise in the background. I'm a freaking dog. So yeah, I usually have my storyboards detailed. Sometimes, like at the starting pages, I'll usually have them pretty detailed, because that's kind of like the most important thing for me, at least. So usually I'll start out by making a line through half the page. It doesn't have to be a straight line. You could just do it like right off the bat. And I happen to use a graphic 1 or O1 Pigma micron for the split half. So another good example of what you guys kind of like what I do is in Bakuman they have the storyboards right here. So yeah, I split the pages in half like that. But the most important thing I do with my storyboards is when I do the storyboard, I always like on a normal page I would have 3 slides of panels. I guess I would only have 3 slides because that's the best way to fit them in, like not 4 or anything, because I used to have problems doing that. But yeah, just always do 3 unless you're doing a special panel like where you have a character standing up. Just do 3 at most, and you should be fine as far as I know. So here's the final draft for it. It came out okay, yes. This was actually a color page, and it's done on deleter paper, manuscript paper. So yeah, that's the final draft right there. So yeah, yeah, you don't have to make your storyboards detailed. I tend to do that on the first starting pages, like I said. So the trick is to it though is just to do like 3 rows. That's how I do it. That's always how it's been for me. A lot of people do their final drafts in storyboards, but I strongly recommend, if you're doing it this way, to do it on printing paper. Just turn it sideways and do it like this. And yeah, just make sure it flows right though. Like yeah, just make sure it flows, just like that. On just like you can read through normal manga all the time. Just use it as reference, whatever you want to do. I pulled out Bakuman Volume 1 here, but there's tons of manga that you can read from. Just go to like anywhere basically, like Barnes & Noble. See manga for reference, just use the panels you see. I got the idea to do the 3 columns after looking at some of the storyboards on here, to be honest. That's how I got the idea, because it seems kind of like what they do on most of their storyboards, and it always comes out fine. So I decided I'm going to do that. And yeah, that's how I do my storyboards for that. So now I'm just kind of going to draw something simple, like a simple storyboard or something. I don't quite know what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to see and go with it. So it's going to be hard for me to carry the camera at the same time, so whatever, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to start off my storyboard. So usually I would just go with 3 lines. like this. I'm gonna do just a normal kind of thing, what I would usually do. You don't have to like do it how I usually I do on my like old storyboards. Like I actually have spaces. Sometimes I don't do that either. I don't need the spaces. I'll just kind of just do a simple line like that, just like this. I like to do the balloons between the panels sometimes too, because you know I find it could be useful to fit things in. So let's see what I'm going to do here. Yeah, I guess I could just have a guy talking to someone else or something here. Just quickly sketch something simple. I'm drawing with a camera in my hand, so it's kind of hard, but whatever. It's just a storyboard. You don't have to make it detailed or anything. I usually decide not to make my detailed. It's a storyboard. It's supposed to be storyboards are meant to be like rough final drafts, you could say. Like not really final drafts, but the rough plot line of your story. Just yeah, it's like the basic premise of a final draft, I guess, or something like that. So yeah, you're really just planning out everything you're gonna do, what you want to do. I'm sorry if this video is not helpful, but I'm just going to try my best on it. So, yeah, just try to switch up your perspective every once in a while, and also you should try to switch up how you do your panel layout. Like, it's always fun to do that. Like, let's say that you have a character you're introducing into the story, then you might have like a full page of him standing up or something. Like, I know I have the storyboard here, right here. See, I'm introducing my character in here, so I had my character right here standing up, and in the background, you know, got this house and everything. And you want to change up the perspective of your drawings also, because you don't want to make it boring, you know. You kind of want to impress them or something. You just want to make it good, you know. So I'm gonna have him talking. I don't know what he's gonna say. I'm just gonna be like, "Hi." But yeah, try to make the conversation flow too, because you know, want to make it kind of realistic or give your character's feeling. So, yeah, I try to put this less, but I always end up putting an eye somewhere. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that. So, sorry about that again, stupid finger. Alright, so, you also can just, like, put balloons from older panels, like, up here. You could have a balloon flowing down here. Be like, hey, I don't know, this is just not a good conversation, but just going there. So, yeah, you want the reader to just flow like a normal manga. Like, I would, if you guys are gonna do storyboards, then you should probably read a lot more Japanese manga if you're not reading any, so you can get the flow and just kind of memorize it, how it goes. So, yeah, splitting it in half like this is also good because you can kind of read it over. And make sure to read over your pages, not too often though, and like don't redo pages too often either, because you won't be able to finish anything. And yeah, that problem happens often actually. So yeah, just try to get it done in a way that you can find acceptable, but just don't redo pages too often or it'll be bad. But yeah, draw something simple here. What I'm gonna draw something simple. So yeah, if you guys are gonna be introducing your story, I would really suggest doing like spreads of your backgrounds, because you want people to get a feel of where your story takes place. That's also one other tip. But yeah, you want to see your panel layout change over time. You want to see the what's it called, perspective change on the character, you know. So yeah, I'm not pulling out Bakuman because it's like my Bible or something, but it's got some good stuff to look at for, not really reference, but, you know, good examples of things, I guess. You shouldn't copy panel layouts, but they're good things to look at, like how things were done. Like one thing I've been doing really often lately is kind of like having a panel out like this, or just having a panel sticking like later in here. And it's really fun to do. Like a good example or a good way to change your panel layouts, if you're having problems with that too, is to redo manga pages, like redraw them. Like the Bleach one I did a while ago. I also did a Naruto one a while ago too. The reason why that's good is because when you do the panels, you kind of learn, like, oh, that looked pretty cool. I mean, I could do that in my manga. I actually did do that once with the Bleach one. I found something good that I wanted to use, and I actually did, and I've been doing it more often lately. So, yeah, I might not actually, like, I just might have that out there, like, without a panel in it, and it just looks fine. And you always want to change your panel layout. Don't do the same thing too often, or it'll get boring. So, alright. So yeah, just simple sketches is what you would want for your storyboard. But if you find something that's going to be hard to do later in time, if you don't know what it is, like not too well, then you want to make something detailed. But this is really just upon whatever you want to do, because I can't really just tell you to do a storyboard like this way, because you kind of have to like adopt things but change it into your own fashion kind of thing. So yeah, this is how I do it with the line across. So let's continue on before this video gets really long and I can't upload it. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for the bottom panel. So I'm going to have a panning shot of some kind of city or something. I don't do this too often, but if this was one of my mangas, I might do that to establish the setting. So also, yes, when you're introducing a character, you definitely do want to, what's it called? Have like a panning shot of them, because you want to see their full body, kind of, so the reader knows how tall they are and things like that. So you just have a city here or something, and you want to establish whether it's nighttime or not too, things like that. Always change the perspective to look interesting. You can put effects. Usually I wouldn't put effects in my storyboards, but yeah. So now we're gonna read over this, make sure I did it well. The character says hi here. This person's like, hey. You only see the eye though. This panel I left blank. You could put something there, but I prefer to leave it blank or something like that. So we're gonna go like this. Pretty well. See, you can also tell that there's a pause between it though if you go like that, and yeah. So yeah, we read on. We get here. So yeah, that's how you should do it. You should always read over your pages, make sure it's good, because you don't want to make something bad and realize it later, or do it actually and it comes bad in the final draft. So let's continue on. This looks like a first-person shooter kind of with the marker, but yeah. Alright, so next thing, we're probably going to do a full-page spread here. So usually if we did a full-page spread, we're going to be introducing a character or doing a background setting. I just did my background setting, so I don't have to worry about it. It's fine to put a lot of, what's it called, narration in your mangas. I haven't been doing that lately, but I used to do it a lot more. A narration is kind of like the little boxes above, and you write something in it. So, yeah. But yeah, just note, this isn't how to write stories, this is really just how to do storyboards, like, upon your story. So yeah, I actually usually don't have, what's it called, reference for like my script, or I don't do a script, but I usually wouldn't have my storyline in front of me when I do this, but it would be something that you should consider. But yeah, I just go about and do it because I know I have the ending straight up in my head and I'm thinking about it. And you always want to have things lead to ending and like just kind of make it surprising, I guess, or whether you're trying to do that or not, or just make sure you get the type of ending you want at the level of quality you want, I guess. So I'm usually don't do anatomy or anything like that, but I'm just gonna do simple figure stuff. So I guess I'm just gonna do this right here. But yeah, you don't gotta get the poses right on here. This is really just well, usually I don't do poses in storyboards, but you can do it how you want. The pose, I guess, can be something you do in storyboards, but that's just something I'm going to save for later, usually on the final draft. The backgrounds, I usually don't do either. I definitely don't do backgrounds, on my storyboards at least. I might if I want to focus on something and I want to kind of note it in the background. You could put notes in your storyboards definitely too, like if you want screen tone in the background, put screen tone. You can do whatever you want. So it's just like, yeah. I would just write something here. I don't know what I'm gonna write, but just write something there. So I hope this helped on how to do storyboards. I'm not the most helpful person on this stuff, because I've had problems doing storyboards because this is how I've done it. First I did it in a notebook and a sketchbook, I guess, and I was doing it by page, like in fours. and that's how I would do it. And then before I moved to thumbnails also too. That didn't work for me. And then yeah, went back to sketchbook stuff, and it just didn't go well. And especially thumbnails. I suggest doing a thumbnail than doing one of these. That's fine, but just going right off the bat and doing a thumbnail as your storyboard, I don't suggest, because it's hard to get the feel of it through just a thumbnail. So this is how I feel. I do storyboards, and I feel is a good way. So if you guys want to do this way, that's your choice. If you don't want to do this way, that's fine. But this is how I do storyboards, I guess. This is... Sorry if the explanation wasn't good enough. If you guys have any more questions, or if you guys want me to explain something more on this, then I can definitely either comment or make another video about how to do storyboards, like a part 2, if you guys have any more questions. So thank you for the recommendation, Riley the Gamer. I hope this was helpful. So yeah, thank you for watching, and bye.